Hear that there was a miraculous event that happened.
There was. So when I had that heart attack back in, is it 2019? It was in October. Maybe it was 18. Anyway, so you get roped into males, right? And then they do this thing where they stick a tube up your arm and into your heart, and they test your veins, which tend to not get better on their own. And so at the time it was, of the 5 major ones, there was a 70% blockage, 50% blockage of another, a 30, 2 30s, and a 20. I think that's what it was. So that was, they didn't want to put in stents or anything like that because that brings along its own problems, but at least be aware that there's something wrong. But then there's this thing called the ejection fraction, which is when your left ventricle pumps out blood, there's amount of blood and the power that I'm speaking in layman's terms here, with each pump, right? And my EF was 45%. So when you get down to about 40, my understanding is that's when you could just be walking along and just drop over dead, right? And that's something that can't improve on its own. Even if you took good care and ate properly and didn't eat all those potato chips and exercise all the time, maybe your arteries might get a little bit better, but this EF does not get better on its own. So when I was in such bad shape in October, November, December, they sent me back to the hospital and they did that little investigation again. And lo and behold, the doctor could not find, and he did 13 that day, but he could not find any artery more than 10% blocked. Right, so that was, I know that, and it's not because I was exercising that much or eating correctly, that wasn't it, but it gets better. The EF was 65%. So I think it was 65 to 70%, and I think the most it ever gets to is 75%. So the top score is not 100. I think it's 75. So all of a sudden my EF is now 65-70, so it's somewhere in there. So that just is miraculous.
It is miraculous.
Well, people keep saying, we're praying for it, And I say, thank you, because I need it. But who knew that, so at least the heart was not the problem. Of all the things that were wrong with me, that turns out wasn't one of them. But what a glorious, thank you, Lord. Thank you to all the people who were praying, because it does, it does work. And so I talked to 3 different doctors, and they were all they couldn't believe it. They said, no, it's a miracle.
I knew his heart was in beautiful shape. He loves everybody.
Okay.
He gives his time to everybody, and he makes every person feel like they're special.
But they are, because they're children of God. Just like they were saying tonight, from the moment of conception, that's a child of God. Who was it? Which speaker was it? A couple of them were so forceful about it, but it was a man, and he was saying, was it Father Pavone? The country no government has any right over that child from the moment they're born.
Yes.
They have no right to, it was Father Pavone.
It was Father Pavone.
He was amazing.
Frank Pavone.
Yes. That guy was amazing. He was one of the first people I ran into when I was coming in. And I didn't know he was going to be here.
I was shocked. He wasn't even advertised that he was going to be on the bill.
Right. They only had 4 people, and they said, and a lot of surprises.
I know.
And what a surprise he was. He's a hero. That guy's a hero. And every single damn bishop in this country that did not come to his support. Well, here's what you might not know. So that Viper down in Amarillo, that was his bishop.
Yes.
He threatened him back in 2018 that either you seek laicization or I'm going to seek it against you. And that's when I think Father Pavone started filing his appeal with Rome. And it turns out that the Congregation for Priests in Rome overruled that bishop in Amarillo and said, not only that, but you have to let Father Pavone go up to, I think it was Colorado Springs? It was someplace up there, right?
Yes, it was in Colorado.
Right? And then so Jorge Bergoglio, chief Viper that he is, stepped in and personally laicized Father Pavone.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, it's still a priest. He's always a priest. Anyway, so then that Viper down in Amarillo puts out, I told Pavone to seek laicization in 2018, but what he doesn't tell him is that in 2022, the appellate court, the court of the church, voted in favor of Pavone and against the Bishop of Amarillo. And he didn't say that Bergoglio stepped in personally. They're both vipers from hell.
Yeah, see.
Yeah.
This is the thing.
That most people don't know. And they sit and they argue with me. I think you people don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, and you're the attorney.
Yeah,
don't
I know.
Argue with the attorney.
Listen, I'll get my facts straight.
Yeah, I know.
And if I got my facts straight, don't argue with me.
Yeah, do not argue with the attorney here. Yeah, you're so
anyway.
awesome.
Oh, thank you,
Miracle, but keep praying for Father Altman. Keep praying.
Because they're our enemies.
Yes, that's exactly right. There's enemies, dark forces that are working against
all of us faithful ones.
The good priests.
And the good Catholics.
Well, good Catholics
the faithful
too.
Catholics, listen.
But who are they going to go after first? It's the priests, I think.
Right.
Frankly.
Strike the shepherd, scatter the sheep.
That's
I think
right.
that's the way it goes
That's
in
right.
Scripture.
That's right.
God
bless.
God bless you too.
Thank you so much.